Welcome back to BTN Live as we get ready for this weekend's games, including #1 Ohio State going to Rutgers for a primetime game. We're joined now by the starting left tackle of the Buckeyes, Taylor Decker, who is at our studio in Columbus. And Taylor, before we look ahead to that one, let's look back. I mean, well over 300 rushing yards against a Penn State defense that had been really good against the run coming in. What clicked for you guys?
I think going into that game, we were kind of challenged. We knew that they had a very good defensive line. And I think we just had to execute at a higher level than we had prior. I think week to week we've been getting better and better. And I think it was a big challenge for us and a big test for us to kind of gauge where we're at, not only as an offensive line, but as a whole offense. And the atmosphere was awesome, and we executed really well, and I think the results showed that.
So much continuity from this line from last year to this year, and I think that there was a sense among people that you guys would just pick up as a rushing attack exactly where you left off. Yeah. Hasn't necessarily been the case, but it is really starting to get going now. How would you compare the two, kind of where you were at the end of last year and where you guys are now as a line?
I think a lot of times people want a finished product right at the beginning of the season, and there's obviously a huge gap between bowl season for us in the beginning of this year, and it's just not realistic to pick up where you left off. Though everybody was going to come back, you still need to get back in kind of the groove, get in the flow of playing football, and the chemistry is definitely there, but we just needed to have that cohesiveness come together in order for us to execute at a higher level. And then obviously we weren't going to take anybody by surprise this year. Anybody we played knew that we had a really good rushing attack. We have a great running back. And we have a good offensive line. So I think it was just a matter of getting the pieces to fit together and then improving week to week on little things, not trying to blow it all up and, we need to improve 10 different things week to week. It's just a process, and we need to play our best football at the end of the year, and I think that's what's starting to happen.
The huge news with you guys this week, the naming of J.T. Barrett as the starting quarterback. How does that change the offensive approach?
I know, Coach Meyer went on record as saying he made the switch because of sheer production, which, that makes sense. JT's obviously really good at the read option. He's, really good at having the tempo of the offense be a little more up-tempo. And he did a really good job in the red zone in the weeks prior to him being named the starter this week. Obviously we love Cardell and we love JT. We love them both, and they both can do great things. But we're excited moving forward to get JT in there. And I'm sure he's excited for the opportunity, and he's going to take this work week really seriously for his preparation so he can come out and have a great week for us.
How did the team find out about this change?
I think I heard on Twitter. That's what I heard on. So I think we just kind of went out to practice like it was any other day, and JT was in there with the ones. And I think everybody had just kind of heard through different media outlets or whatever it may be that he was going to be the starter. So it wasn't a huge deal made out of it, but that I think I found out from Twitter. Yeah.
Academically, you have an unusual major, animal sciences. What prompted you to follow that field?
Coming into college, it was either going to be exercise science to be a strength coach or something animal related. I actually started as exercise science, and then I saw the number of hours our strength coaches worked, and it just wasn't for me. So then it was just an animal thing. I just always had a general interest in them growing up. It wasn't like I grew up with any crazy animals. I had cats, dogs, things like that. But getting into the major, the classes, and then having, different opportunities within it, with interning and things like that, I've just really enjoyed it. So I'm, continuing to pursue it. So when football's over for me, I'll have something not only that I like doing, but yeah, it's something that I enjoy doing.
Some guys talk about internships, and they're like at Smith Barney or something like that. You interned at the Columbus Zoo. What was the most memorable part of that experience?
This past summer, I got to work with an Amir tiger named Chewbacca. So I thought that was a really cool experience because that's a really rare animal. He was getting to be 3-4 months old, so he's pretty good size. And you'd go in with him, and he'd be kind of nipping at you, biting, clawing. And that was really cool. Not a lot of people can say they've had experiences with rare animals like that you don't really see in the wild anymore, let alone get to be hands-on with them, feeding them, things like that. So it was a really cool experience for me, definitely something that I won't forget, and it kind of justifies my decision to go with the major that I'm in.
Taylor, before I let you go, I want to ask you very quickly about the game against Rutgers this week. It is going to be a very charged-up atmosphere. Night game there for them. It's the first time they've had the #1 team in their stadium in more than a decade. What are you expecting from the Scarlet Knights?
I'm obviously expecting a big-time atmosphere, not only because, they are getting to play Ohio State, but because it is a night game, and I think night games anywhere have sort of an electric atmosphere, and a lot of times when we go places, it's a huge atmosphere for them because they want to support their team, and they want to show their support, and, they want to beat us, simple as that. So I think it will be an awesome atmosphere. I think it will be fun, and, I always enjoy going into those hostile environments and playing in new stadiums. So it should be a fun time, and hopefully we come out there with a win.
Well, Taylor, best of luck to you on Saturday. Again, thanks for your time. Always fun to catch up.
Thank you.